Hi, this is Gerald Azu. Today we're discussing the politics in Louisiana. There are two congressional seats up for grab in the state of Louisiana, in District number 5, which is Alexandria and Monroe area, and then District number 2 includes Baton Rouge and New Orleans. So this is exciting because these two races are highly both contested. Interesting about these two races is that the Mahali Party, the party of pro-independence for our people, the African-American political party, has taken a position within these races. That's right. Mahali Party is supporting candidates within these races. Number 1 is Pastor Earl Victor. He is running in District number 5. For those of you who are not aware who Pastor Victor is and his circumstances, I'm going to give you a quick briefing on this. Quickly, Pastor Victor was a pastor of a church, very successful businessman, and at the same time, well-known in the community and liked. However, because of politics and because of financial gains against him and within the judicial system, he had been brought to many charges, convicted, and those convictions have all been vacated by the United States Supreme Court. And now, as an innocent man, he's still being withheld in jail in the state of Louisiana. And because of all of the injustice that has been brought upon him by the judicial system in the state of Louisiana, he is highly qualified because of his experience to go to Washington and bring true reform of the judicial system in this country, but in particular, the state of Louisiana, where he lives. Now, that's interesting because the Mahali Party had options to support other candidates. But you know, the Mahali Party is the kind of party that's really rooting for its own people, rooting for the people that are being treated wrongly for decades, if not centuries, and for people like Pastor Victor, who has been unjustly held because he's been vacated. All his convictions by the United States Supreme Court have vacated all his convictions, and yet they continue to hold him in jail. So Pastor Victor is perhaps one of the most symbolic symbols of justice that the Mahali Party supports. That's right, the Mahali Party, the party of our people, the party of pro-independence, sees that a vote for Pastor Victor, it's a vote for freedom. That's right, not just freedom for him, but for all of us in this country who are not beholden, all of us in this country that do not want to be beholden by the injustice that this judicial system has brought upon our people for centuries. And now Pastor Victor is able to exemplify what that means, exemplify to our people that, look, even though there's injustice against you, and even though you may be held in jail unjustly, there is still an opportunity to achieve freedom. And that's what Pastor Victor symbolizes. And that's why the Mahali Party supports his candidacy for District 5 in Louisiana for U.S. Congress. Also, another great candidate that the Mahali Party supports is a candidate in District number 2, which includes Baton Rouge and also New Orleans. Candidate that the Mahali Party supports is Mr. Lloyd M. Kelly. Mr. Lloyd M. Kelly is a gentleman that has a great platform for our people, puts our people first, and that's important. A great platform focusing on reducing and eliminating all evictions in that region because of the pandemic. Evictions for residents and evictions for businesses, because both have been battered by the pandemic. And because of that, he's put that on the top of his platform. You'll get a chance to hear more of Mr. Kelly himself as he goes throughout the whole campaign. There's only 47 days left to Election Day for those two districts. Great candidates, two different perspectives, two different locations, but they do support the idea that the Mahali Party supports, the idea that our people are being held unjustly in this country. They need real police reform. They need real justice reform that we haven't received from Washington yet. And also the issue of reparations. Reparations is a big issue for Mr. Lloyd M. Kelly. Mr. Lloyd M. Kelly has brought a real reparations platform to Washington that will make a tremendous difference in the lives of our people. By getting him elected, you're pushing that forward so we can get that across in Washington. And also, let's not forget about his great plan to, during the pandemic, to avoid all evictions for businesses and also for residents because of the horrible effect it has had on everyone in this country. So these are two great candidates. There are other candidates running out there. We think these are the best choices. We think that Mr. Kelly is not only a great creator of legislation, but he's also a negotiator when it comes within Congress to get that legislation into law, those bills. So we're so grateful to have these two candidates. Be mindful to go to mahaliparty.org, become a donor, donate to Mahali Party, help Mr. Kelly M. Lloyd elected into Washington, and also Pastor Earl Victor Sr. Let's get them both elected March 20th on Election Day in Louisiana. So tell your friends, tell your family members, share this video with them, let them know that we got two great candidates supported by the Mahali Party and that they can make a big change in Louisiana, whether you live in Alexandria, Monroe, or Baton Rouge and New Orleans. It will impact you and the rest of the country. They are true trailblazers in bringing true changes to our country.